Excuse me a second, I'm putting on more socks. My feet are cold. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, okay, let's let Tara in as well. Got a fair bit to cover, so, well, it says fair bit to cover, it's not massive, but if you want these, what I've put together, let me know and I'll get them all to you as well. So I've put it into a little PowerPoint. So we'll try that and I'll show you what I've got. Right, okay, so let me share the screen. Right, so today we will be covering attraction marketing. So I like to make it on the presentation, but it looks nice, doesn't it? There we go. So, right. You don't need to scribble this all down, but if you want to write some notes, brilliant, because I will share these slides in some sort of form that we can all look at. So I might just cut them up into pictures and put them into somewhere just to make it easy so you can get it. Saves you writing, keeps you interested in looking at me. Don't look too close, I've got no filters on. Right, okay, so let's look at this. What I want to do is I want to talk to you about, I will have the chat open as well, so I'll just open that quickly. So if you need to say anything or give me a contact or give me a shout, I'll tell you what I can answer. So I'll just move it out of the way. Right, okay. Right, brilliant. Right, okay. So let's start with this. What we're looking at is, I've realized my battery is bloody flat, which is stupid. I know I've been a bit busy this morning. Is when we look at the things like this works for everything. So stories, Instagram stories, all those ones where you see the different types of stories along the top, that works for all them. LinkedIn, everything. So what I always suggest is the plan. You need to get your pictures. This is what Jane hammers into me. Plan, plan, plan. So what you want to do is you want to know what you're going to do. So what you're aiming for, I reckon you aim it around a product, because it can be something like, I'm going to show you in a minute, where I've looked at the trim. So look at something you think is relevant. Something, it can be a product you've used. You know, it's a bit like a testimonial is quite good. So what I'm going to say, so get your pictures together, and what you want is 7 pictures. I'm going to run through it bit by bit, and you'll be able to pick up what you're going to need and what you need to plan. I think you've got to plan with what you're going to say. I always believe in warming up the news feed, as we've done. We've done that we always do that in our blitz, where we go through our news feeds, like birthdays, all that sort of stuff. I think that is good, and I would give yourself a good 5 to 10 minutes of that. Perfect. I think that warms it up. And then the next thing I want you to do is to scroll through as many stories, or these ones that are on Insta and everything like that, to warm that up. So what you're going to do is, I don't think there's anything wrong with warming up Facebook, so it's seeing you as an algorithm, seeing that you're busy. And then I also think there's nothing wrong with warming up stories as well, because every one of those people you're either emojiing, or every one of those people you're hitting on your stories, they're going to see your story come up. So the more you can get in there, the more exposure your attraction marketing is going to do. Now, the other thing is, on this, you're going to put this into a group the next day, because you don't want it to distract away from your story. You're going to use it as a post in a group that is relevant the next day. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, and you must excuse me, there is a little bit of nudity, not in a bad way though, so don't worry. Right, not on this slide though, by the way. Got to keeping you interested. Right, so you're going to make 4 lifestyle pictures, and if you notice on the second one, oh look, there's another product placement. We like product placement, so things like in the background. So I've themed it around the dog. I think it's really good. Good because people like pictures of dogs, and you're getting your face in there. So I would maybe put a theme of myself and Jane. We could sort of like be drinking something we don't like, or even like the dog, where the dog actually, we squirt it with a bit of CPD. If you could get a video of that, it'd be awesome. People would laugh at it and find it interesting. But you're also talking about a product as well. People will say, oh yeah, I didn't know you can give CPD to dogs. You see the sort of theme and the feeling of it. And so there we go. That's 4 lifestyle pictures. You're going to put those all on. And the next bit is you're going to highlight an issue. So have you got lockdown belly? To be honest, yes, I have got lockdown belly and it's come. But what this is going to do is you're going to highlight an issue that everybody else has. And the good thing about this one is I have got lockdown belly and I'm working on it. But also the thing is coming around to sort of times of 2021 January, people are going to start dieting, people are going to start looking towards the summer, people are going to start to look at getting leaner, they want to get fitter, all these types of things. And we have a lot of products for that, things like the sport, have the energy to be able to do it. All these types of products are there, they are there, but you want to make it as visual as you can for attracting people. I'd look at it again, oh my word, those people have got bigger bellies than me, or my belly's bigger than theirs. You know, you're making something that everybody will look at. And that's the important part because it is visual. This is where Jane and her creativity is really good. So next one is an issue. This is your issue. So this is me. Actually, this is not, I'm actually worse than that. Don't hold it against me. But this is your issue arriving around this theme. This is your problem now. This is you highlighting that you have that problem. And that's something you have to do. And I've got like, I plan to get rid of mine by April 2021. How about you? So you're actually going towards saying to people, look, I've got this problem. Come and join me to do it. The next one is your solution and your hook. So you've gone fishing and now you're going to start pulling the fish out of the sea. Now what you've got to say is you've got to make it very clear of what they've got to do. You can keep it simple. Don't say too much about the product or anything like that because it's about visual planning. And it is to say to people, right, okay, with a game-changing product, drop me an emoji. But I think if you've got the messages down there, you can contact every single one of those that have looked at it and say to them, by the way, are you planning to do this? And always do a question. Are you planning to try and get fitter in January, or are you trying to lose some weight in January? After Christmas, you're going to obviously, after Christmas, if you're like me, I'm going to eat all the chocolates and eat everything as much as I can. And therefore in January, I shall be trying to lean down to where I was at this point. So what is visual again, and it's showing the end solution and what you're going to do. Now, if I'm to go back slightly into here, have you got lockdown belly? There are in stories polls. So you could put in there a poll, something like, have you got lockdown belly too? And you could put in a poll of yes and no in there as a poll. And the people that press no
Harvey,
yes.
Fraser always says never ever put the word no in the poll.
Oh, okay. Or okay, yes, or
change
hell
yes
yes.
and no just to change. So you might say if you got that lockdown belly, you can leave it as yeah, and then you can change the other one as hell yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So yes, you are 100% right. I don't know why I said no, because I should know this, but I'm learning as well. So fantastic. No, you are completely right, Tara. So in there is your poll. You would keep them as two positives. So one is slightly less like in your poll would be yes, and the next one is hell yes. I really need to do this, and that is something
or more, or you could change the box to more info, or you can actually, it allows you so many words in there. You can't put loads in there.
Yeah.
You can ask, I would like some information, or
let's go, or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. So that's good. I like that. So I think adding a question in there, you are then getting warm contacts. These are people that want you to contact you, and you've got them right at the front. And I think, is this your issue again? Is that, and that's also yes and double yes, or something like that is quite good. And in here again is you can, I think putting an emoji in there which says that. So I actually think that sometimes it's you can go through the whole of that list and say and ask them all a question, because you might also spark it up in their heads that they didn't want to put yes, I have this problem, or yes, I'm going to do this, because it's personal. But you can contact them and say, are you going to do this? I can tell you more. But don't give a whole.
You can still do a poll on that really good picture, because you can put something in there as like, have you got a goal of yourself from last year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You could put, did you not attain it last year? Yeah. What is your goal, or something like that? Yeah, or something along the lines of that. It's important to actually, as you can see, it's visual, very, very visual. And that's what I think is something that we need to keep looking at. And Yeah, I know I've gone for it quite quick, but the big part of this is the planning. The planning is the big part. It looks quite simple, quite easy to do, but I think the important part is planning. And it is this thing about warming up and scrolling through as many posts as you can. We always talk about warming up Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is. And that I think is so key. The more you warm it up, the more people will see your story and the more people will see your group. And I think also the point is on this one is when you go into groups and you're going to do your post, you warm up the group. Myself and Tara have found you have to warm the group up as well. And that seems to get seen more people. And you're just doing exactly like we say here. You warm up the newsfeed. It's the same principle for groups. You go in, like some other people's posts, maybe put a comment because you've obviously found something a bit interesting, and go in and like as many as you can or comment. And that is all it is. It is quite simple, but it's the planning up front which is the important part. I tend to, with these types of things, I will draw on a piece of paper what I'm going to do and roughly make an outline of what it's going to be. There's my 4 pictures, for example, and I will say, oh, I don't know, can't really see it. And then I'll sort of say what it's going to be, and then I'll try to make a little bit of a collage of what I want to do. And I think it's quite a nice thing to do. It's quite enjoyable because you're doing a bit of scribbling and a bit of mindfulness with a bit of drawing and things like that. And it prepares you so you're completely ready for it and ready to do it. So how does that seem? Is there any questions? I think the chat is all open. And I think you can unmute yourself if you want.
And just show people how they can find all the stories in one hit like we did the other day. Because remember, I couldn't find mine. You had to help me. Just make sure everyone's clear.
Yeah, absolutely. That's looking at. Really, I'm trying to find a way that I can actually, and I'm mirroring my mobile phone onto the screen. So what I can do is then when I do something on my phone, it will show you exactly on the mobile phone how I found it. And that's quite important. With stories, as soon as you open up the app, you'll see, as soon as you open your app, you'll see the stories are up the top. They're all there. So, oh, gone too far. But what we found was, and what Tara found was, if you clicked show more underneath, it shows them all. And what you can do is you can just click, I'm going to put this quite in, see the heart, little heart. If you click that, you don't have to go in them all. You just literally can go in and it gets seen as that you've put in. Oh, so what that does, it's a bit of a shortcut. It's a bit of a shortcut and it worked. And Tara found that and I was like, ooh, that's good. That cuts down the time. And that's how Tara got a massive, massive number on it. So that is a good one. And I like that. So there you go. There's a little hack. And that is how we're going to do attraction marketing for stories. I will make this presentation, whatever you want to call it, or this training slides available somehow that we can all open it and see it however you're going to see it. So you can just follow it as a little bit of a guide and a bit of a plan on it. I will make that so we can all see it. How has anybody got any other questions around that? I know I flew through it, but if you want me to talk through it a little bit more, let me know and I'll go through it individually, and actually we can do it together at the same time if you want to do it that way. But it's going to take a little bit of planning, preparation, which I don't think we can do in our current 40 minutes. I think it's
so can we do the normal, how you would do your warming up and everything on a normal blitz day?
Yeah.
And then is that the idea? And then we do this afterwards, or
yes.
Not like as you said, if we prepare all this lot now, then that'll be the end of the time, won't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to prepare all this that we can do later.
Yeah.
And then
so let's warm up now.
And was when it says use this also as a post into groups, that story is relevant. I understand what you mean by posting it into the relevant groups. What do you mean the next day? What's that mean?
I think it's, if you try and with marketing, it's always, and I know you know this, Jane, is that you have to get people to see more than once. And it takes about 7 to 8 times of someone seeing something do they actually register it in their brain and put their problem to that brand or to put to that post. So adding it the next day gives you more traction again.
Yeah, so what you mean is you go into the group, you do lots of loving and liking, but you don't post yet. So you could actually do a bit of loving and liking for a few days and then put some posts in when you've
Absolutely,
really...
yeah. If you're in a new group, you need to, don't just go posting it blatantly in there. You've got to be in a group you've been in a little bit of experience in, and you've got people noticing you and trusting you, because the groups are very much about trust.
In some groups you can, if it's like the pet ones, you can go and have some good comments on there, and then go and introduce yourself into the group with your doggy or whatever group it is.
Absolutely.
But the main thing is getting your name noticed in that group. It's really important you're a participant in there.
I think it's as myself and Tara have discussed this quite at length as well about groups. We did a big session about it, and I think we brainstormed it, didn't we? And we said that looking at it, if you can get trust in that group and your name being seen quite a lot, when you contact these people to have that conversation and connect to them, they already know you to a certain extent, and they think, oh, actually, yeah, I'll accept your connection a lot quicker and have a conversation with you.
And people just go and nose through your profile. Once your name's seen a couple of times, they are going to go and look at your profile. So it's important to do a profile sweep up as well. But I found when I was doing all Fraser Brooks' stuff, Eric Warren and everything, they go and join the groups of interest and
contact everybody.
Go and make friends. Well, you need to break that down and explain to people. Unless you're participating in them groups, you're not going to make friends. You're really not, because the people that you want are the ones with closed off profiles. And the only way you can get to them is through groups that they're in. The people that aren't in networking, most of them have their security tags on their groups. So the only way to get their trust and build relationships up is by participating.
Absolutely. And I think it's also quite important, as Tara said, when you join a new group, is to introduce yourself. But I also think is that on the admin groups is to make friends when you see the admins. I think to make friends with them, try and always like their posts, because if you like their posts, what I have found is, especially because I've been a lot into the mini groups and car groups, is if I like all the admins, or I will write a message to the admins first, and I will thank them for letting me in the group. And that way, then they always, because they've got your name straight away, when you put your posts on, they approve your posts really quick. And that's what I found really works. That really, really works.
Yeah, good tip.
And those can be cold messages up front in a group. So that's actually a really good hack for that, actually, for a group, is go and introduce yourself to the admins as well and say, look, thank you for letting me into the group.
Yeah, and if they put a welcoming in post, always read it and make sure you comment on there. Always.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the main market, really, what you're doing. Network marketers always going to nose through. Like Kirsten said last night on that training, she cold called Steve, didn't she? By just sending him, hi, you're into network marketing, let's have a chat. And she didn't hear from him for months. You know, you can still do those to people that you know are network marketing. But the people you're targeting is people with problems, and you just really want to build their trust up. And trust is the only way through.
100%.
It does take a little bit longer, it does. But you're planting the seeds, like they say, and the seeds will grow the correct way.
Yeah, absolutely. And if
I was just going to say that the important thing, which that we've been working on, is there's a few things. You're trying to create your own tribe, so you want to work with people that you want to work with, and this is why you need to attract people that are your type of people. So think of it as the more that you can let people know who you are, what your likes are. Say for instance, I should be putting loads of sparkly things on, shoes, dog, dragon, but because people are then, they can make a choice whether they like what your people will attract. And that's really important, that you are 100% you, and you're not trying to imagine who would like me if I said this, or trying to be something that you're not. You really need to be you 100%.
Oh,
So that is super important. And I'm sure everybody's aware of it's the ratio. You don't want to be doing very much. It's like about, I don't know, 10% of actually ever talking about product. Some people will never ever post anything about the product on their page, but they might post things about how grateful they are of being on a fantastic team meeting. So they might be talking about things that are actually to do with the business, but they never actually mention, come and join my team, I've earned this amount of money, or this is fantastic. But they do it in a way that's making people think, what on earth are they doing? Because they're having such good fun. But then you're setting an intrigue, because that's when people will ask you after a while, because they can see that people are doing this, people are doing that, but you're not actually blatantly doing it. It's more subliminal. It's like Harvey said about on some of the pictures, the lifestyle pictures. That post would not have been about I'm drinking my sport. It'll be I've got my energy drink, so glad I've got it. He doesn't mention Qsciences, he doesn't mention the sport, and he's that with coffee.
It's there.
So it's just in the picture.
Same.
People can see that themselves. Sorry?
Both you sat there.
But I've always got my Q Sport on me.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Just to remind everyone that anyone's knew about this morning post scenario that was pointed out to us, Harvey.
What was that, sorry?
For the morning post scenario that every network marketer does, just get away from it. And it was pointed out to me by a friend. He goes on Facebook and he said, I always know network marketing is because it's always a good morning post with have a nice day, happy Thanksgiving, happy Friday, happy Sunday. He said, and all I do is I get my phone and I scroll past all of them. I am not interested. So you really need to stop the good morning standard network marketing way, because you know when they're network marketers yourself, because you just go and put morning on them anyway, and then when they reply, I just go in and unfollow on the 3 dots. That's the way
I think I agree with that, but I think if you incorporate the good morning post with something that's really personal, like a selfie, I actually get a massive engagement with those ones more than other ones. But I think you're absolutely right. It's the type of good morning post that you put on. And if it's very much about you, you don't even have to say good morning. I mean, I put something on yesterday of literally out of our bedroom window, there was the most amazing sunrise. So I literally, through the bedroom window, took a photograph of that. And that's got a really, really high engagement because they knew it was from my bedroom window. So and then this morning I've put a picture on of Molly. And again, it's personal. It's not a traditional, exactly as you said, Tora. It's not a
good morning,
a non-generic one.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think you just got to be aware of the type of morning post you're putting on.
Yes.
You can say good morning or what your day leads into or whatever, but just get away from these captions and just leave it as a good morning.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's good. I mean, the whole aim of what we're trying to do in the morning for training is and that's where I think a lot of network marketing companies, and especially one of the past, have gone wrong. What they will say to you, or pretty typically when you start, is right, go get 3 people, get 3 people who get 3 people, and they get 3 people, and then you're going to get some orders, get some more. Do you know what? Yes, that is the system. But I always say, to Jane, but how? How do I do it? And that's why this training is to show more people how to actually do it. And that's what we're trying to achieve, is that how to do it. And I think then we'll have more successful people, especially as we're growing teams, and people will come in.
Teaching people the cold market way.
This is the cold market way, yeah. There is the warm market, and as Jane's got a very warm to hot market, I'm more the cold growing market. So yeah, I am, yeah. So we're very similar of how we're approaching it. And but yeah, there are different types of ways and there are different types of things, but it is to keep, having a system that shows you how to do it, not just step by step. training you to be able to do it. And that's what I really, really want, is more people to be successful because they know how to do it, not just get chucked in the deep end and say, right, go and get these people.
Yeah, breaking things down for people now.
So
right.
is that good?
That's brilliant. Okay, thank you.
That's
Are we going to do it with what time's left? Are we going to quickly go and love heart all some stories?
Yeah, just go. Yeah, just we'll do 10 minutes because I've not had the 10-minute warning from Zoom saying to me, get off, you've got a free count, you tight sod. It's literally not giving me that warning yet, so we'll be all right. So what we're going to do is how about we have a chat about groups tomorrow morning again?
Yeah,
good idea.
Okay, well,
maybe if we all get our prep work ready, get what photos
and tonight's one is to have that form printed in some shape or form. I've got it, the income producing form.
Yep.
So can you see that one?
Last night. I've got no
see that
printer.
one?
That's my problem. I've got no printer.
Right, I'll print you some out and send them to you. We'll print you some out. Gloria, have you got a printer?
No, that's the problem. I'm living out of bags still, Harvey. But
I was asking Gloria. I thought you out. Don't worry. But I was asking Gloria.
Gloria done hers last night. She's already on it. She's good girl.
She's on it. She's on it. She's on it. Look at that. Even thumbs up and everything. She's a pro. She'll be teaching us all. So great. So I think that's what we're going to base around doing our normal blitz. I think is to do these types of actions. And if you get more into it, fantastic. And I think that is a good way of running the blitz. And we will always do that way in the evening about growing around the income producing one. But I think in the morning, I do think training is a good way of doing it. I want to try and teach a whole thing, but it will be a bit repetitive. We will go through certain ones and then we'll come back to it again. And then it just means I'll get everybody's input into it and say, well, how did it go last time? So, well, actually, I found this. Because it's an interactive way. I would just spark it up and give some systems. But anything you can add it in. Just let us know what works and what doesn't work, and then we'll all work together. That's the important part. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to go through and do the warm-up. A little bit of stretching, a bit of aerobics. No, not really. What we're going to do is we're going to go through. Oh, hello, got some buns come up there. We're going to go through. We can just go through the notifications, warm it up. I know what I'm going to put in there because that looks good because it's food and I like to eat. So we're going to go through our notifications and do that. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? We're going to do it for 10 minutes and I'm going to get the old, where is it? Ah, here we go. The old countdown. Can't knock the countdown when it comes up. Right. So we're going to have 10 minutes of doing that, starting from now. Tara, I hope you haven't done it yet. That's cheating. Right, ready, steady. When it goes, come on. Don't know what the internet's doing at the moment. Try that again. Come on. Oh, it's been awkward this morning. Let's press it again. Reset it. Sometimes it comes up. Right, ready. Right. Come on, get back to the beginning. Right, away we go. Here we go. 10 minutes. Victoria sponge cake. Ooh, I like that.
Well, I got to the end of my stories.
I did. The
Yeah,
more
I
will
got
come up.
120 pairs.
Right, we'll
Only
start
had
going
100.
through your notification. Start going through your news feed then.
Yep, I'm doing it now.
Right, 6 minutes 52, and I've got 8 minutes 30 left on Zoom.
Doesn't seem right without the music on. You going to sing?
Me?
No,
You
joking.
got 6 names.
I don't think it. Oh, I got my glass. I only got one thing on my arm on my glasses, and they keep falling off. It's really annoying.
Oh no, I've done that.
Every time I look down,
now.
they fall off, and it's so annoying.
It's when the lens starts falling out, you try and balance
I
it.
know,
I have got another pair, but they're
I've done
downstairs.
it time.
These are my emergency pair. The other ones are downstairs.
Well, in the last few weeks, I've lost 2 pairs in the pony's long field, so the grass is so long, I've got no chance.
Oh, I've lost it. Too quiet without the music.
No, la 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 la. I'll put the car radio on. Hang on.
Oh, I found Tara's post. Let's
There you
go
go.
like that one.
How's that?
Let's go like that one then. Let's put some starships into that one. There you go. No, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Oh, it's pinging already. Oh, 1.5 minutes. Forty-eight seconds. Thirty-four seconds. 18 seconds. A couple more yet. Three, two, one. There we go. We've got about 1 minute 43 left on the clock of Zoom before it boots me out. So we will, like I say, we'll go back over this at another time, and we will keep doing this, working together, and yeah, as it goes, if it evolves, which is important as well. So I think that is good. I look forward to seeing you all later on the normal, should we say, income producing activity sheet, and we shall see how that goes. So have a good day. Now is your time to put posts up and do your stories and get that bit of work done. That'll be a good one. And remember, the important part is just by doing that, you've done more than most people do in a whole week, just on one of these. And that's really good. And we will keep going through together.
Thank you for sharing. This was very informative. I appreciate this.
Not a problem. We'll all work together. You're very welcome. Any questions, just come back to us and we'll help you, obviously, really, really well.
Okay, thank you.
No problems. Have a great
day.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.